Hello and welcome to this Design Cuts video tutorial. And today we're going to look at installing and using scripts in Illustrator. Illustrator supports the use of scripts which are created using JavaScript or perhaps even AppleScript or Visual Basic script. There are some scripts that are installed when you install Illustrator, and we're going to use one of these as our first step to seeing how we would work with scripts in Illustrator. The one that we'll use is one that will save all open files as PDF files. To find your scripts, you'll choose File and then Scripts. And this is the one we'll use, Save Docs as PDF, and it's a script that is installed with Illustrator. So I'll just click on it. I'm prompted to select a folder in which to save my files. I'll put them on my desktop and click OK. And it's now done. The script has gone ahead and saved these files as PDF files on the desktop. Let's go to the desktop and prove that these files are here. Now, as I said, there are only a handful of scripts that are actually installed with Illustrator, but there are plenty available online. One of the scripts that I like and use quite a bit is called Random Select. It's a script that allows you to select a random percentage of objects in a file. It's very useful, so let's go and see where we'd find it. I'll give you the download link for it, and you'll go to this random object selection area in Scriptopedia. Click on the Download Random Select link and you'll be taken to another page where you'll click yet another download link, and that will download the script. The script is just a very small text file, so they're going to download really quickly. I'll click and open it in its folder. Now on a PC, you'll need to extract the files. On a Mac, this will be done automatically for you. I'll double click on the zip file and I'm going to extract all the files. You can see here that we've got a series of JavaScript and AppleScript options. You'll use AppleScript if you're using a Mac, but you can use JavaScript on either a Mac or Windows. This is the script. It's called Random Select JSX. Now, you don't have to actually install the script in Illustrator to use it, but it's much better if you do install it, because if you do install it, it will always be available from the File menu when you click on Scripts. So let's see how we'd install this. I'm going to open a new Windows Explorer window, and I'm going to my computer. I'm going to locate the Program Files folder and Adobe, and I'll choose the Adobe folder that matches the Adobe Illustrator version I'm using. In this case, it's CC 2018. I'll open that and go to Presets. It's not scripting, it's presets. Go to your language selection, which is going to vary according to what language you're using, and then go to Scripts. And this is where your scripts will be installed. I'll take this Random Select and copy it into this folder. Now it's going to be available on the File menu in the Scripts folder when I open Illustrator next. It's not going to be there right now. So to save me closing and opening Illustrator, I'm also going to show you how you could run a script and not install it. So let's go back to Illustrator. Here in Illustrator, I have my file with 126 objects in it. I'll select over these objects so that we're working with the selection that we're making. To run the script, I'll choose File and then Scripts. My script will eventually appear in this area here when I reopen Illustrator, but until then, I'll select Other Script and go and locate my Downloads folder. In here is the Random Select script, so I'll open it. I have a choice of AppleScript or JavaScript version, and since I'm on a PC, I'm going to use the JavaScript version. There's a README file which contains some information about the script which you may want to read. For now, I'll double click on the JavaScript folder and run the script by double clicking on it. I'm to select the maximum amount as a percentage of the objects to randomly select. I want to select 25% of these objects, so I'll type 25 and click OK. A large number of these objects have now been deselected, leaving me with approximately 25% of the objects still selected. I'm going to go ahead in this case and just recolor them, so I'll color 25% of them pink. Next up, I need to reselect the black ones, so I'll select one and choose Select, Same, Fill and Stroke, and that will reselect what remains. I would go then and rerun my script. This time with 3/4 of my shapes still selected and to be recolored, I'm going to choose 33%. So I'll type 33 and click OK. This should give me approximately the same number of shapes remaining selected. I'll recolor what I have selected and then go and run my script yet again. At this point, you can see the value in installing a script in Illustrator and taking the time to restart Illustrator, because it's going to be much easier to run the script from the File menu than it is to continually navigate back to find it and run it. For this last selection, I'm going to select 50% of the shapes that remain and click OK. I'll recolor those. And now we should be left with just 25% of them black. So at this point I can go and select the black ones and recolor them should I wish to do so. I find this script really handy when I want to make a random selection of objects to do something with them. Recoloring, of course, is just one thing you could do with them. There are lots of other things, but this does give you the ability to make truly random selections. When you want to investigate the possibilities of things that you can do with scripts, do a Google search. Just search for free Illustrator scripts and you're going to find plenty of scripts to keep you entertained for quite a long time. I particularly like this set of scripts by Hiroki Sato. There are a lot of really handy scripts in there, and there's some really fun ones as well. He has a script for making trees, for example, so they'll actually make trees for you in the middle of the artboard. One of the other scripts of his that I really like is the Metaball Arcic, so that's another one that you may want to explore. Now, most of these scripts are going to download as a zip or a tar file that you will then unzip and install into Illustrator, as I've shown you how to do. But some scripts might come a little bit differently, and let's have a look at one. This is an Illustrator script for an Archimedean spiral. That's a spiral that is nice and even, not the kind that you get from the spiral tool in Illustrator. But this script comes as the actual code. So what you would do here is you just go and select the code. So just run down here and select all of the code and make sure you get it all, because all those little wiggly brackets at the end are really important. And what I did was I just put them into a Word file. So I copied them from this page and pasted them into a file in WordPad. You could do it in Notepad. You can do it in any basic text editor. And when you go to save the file, you're going to save it. Let me just go and do save as. You're going to save it as a JS file. That's a JavaScript file. This is JavaScript scripting. And so you'll just give it a name and the extension JS. And you're going to save it in the location that we've talked about already, where the scripts are stored. Now, I've already done that, so let's go and run that particular script. I've opened a new file here, and that script just creates that Archimedean spiral. So you'll choose File and then Scripts. Here it is, Coil. I'll just run it, and this gives me a Archimedean spiral that I can then do something with. So most of the scripts that you find will come as zip file. They'll be pre-prepared so you can easily install them into Illustrator. Occasionally you'll find that they're code, and you now know how to get them into the format that Illustrator needs for you to be able to use them. Now, earlier I showed you where you would install scripts on a PC. Before we leave this tutorial, let's go and see where you'd put them on a Mac. On a Mac, you'll open Finder and then click to open Applications. Select the version of Illustrator that you're using and then go to your Presets folder and then select your language. Go to Scripts, and in the Scripts folder is where you would put your scripts. And again, restart Illustrator so that they're available from the File Scripts menu. I hope you enjoyed learning these Illustrator techniques. Let us know what you think in the comments below, and give us a thumbs up if you enjoyed this tutorial. Until next time, I'm Helen Bradley for Design Cuts.